welcome to Inkquiring Minds. My name is Doug. I'm back with another fountain pen review. Brigham Lee of Hongdian sent me this beautiful Hongdian D5X Qin Dynasty fountain pen for review. A little over 2 years ago, they sent me a Hongdian D5 Qin Dynasty, which I reviewed, and you can see by clicking right up there. There's a lot to see in this heavily ornamented and symbolic fountain pen, so let's take a closer look at it right now. I'll show the parts and features of this pen, show some size comparisons and measurements, and then provide a writing sample. And after the writing sample, please stay tuned as I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like so much about this fountain pen. First of all, this is a big metal pen that weighs in at 54 grams. Here it is with my Pilot Banana for scale, and you can see it's a big pen. It's available on Etsy for around $42 US and on Amazon for around $50 US, and available with EF, F, or medium nibs. Other than the added colors, the X in D5X stands for the fact that this version of this pen is a cartridge converter pen and not a piston filler like the D5. A lot is going on with the ornamentation on this pen. The Chinese Qin Dynasty existed from 230 BCE or before the Common Era. So let's take a look at it while I read some of Hongdian's information about the designs and symbolism of these designs in Chinese culture. The Hongdian Qin Dynasty series fountain pen is more than just a writing instrument. It's a piece of history retold. Drawing deeply from the rich elements of the Qin Dynasty, the pen integrates historical elements into its stunning design. The pen barrel takes the ancient armor pattern as a main keynote, combining many graphic elements of the Qin Dynasty. The clip, fashioned in the shape of a crossbow, infuses an intriguing hint of history and power into the pen's overall aesthetic. The pen cap features a double-layered structure, capturing the intricate political dynamics of the establishment of the prefectures, counties, and is also adorned with a legalist sheji pattern, a symbol of the guiding philosophy of the era. The top finial has an engraving of a xiachi. The xiachi is a mythical creature in Chinese culture. It's part goat, part ram, with a fur coat and a single horn. There's its horn right there. And it represents justice. Of course, the Great Wall of China is symbolized right here, as the various 7th and 6th century BC walls were brought together during the Qin Dynasty. The crossbow clip is a nod to the invention of the weapon during the Qin Dynasty. The dragon is a symbol of power in Chinese culture. During the Qin Dynasty, the 5-clawed dragon was strictly reserved for use by the emperor only. And the zhan is a divine bird in ancient Chinese mythology, often depicted as a celestial swallow, and symbolizes a new era. Needless to say, this pen is ornate and chock full of cultural Chinese symbolism. Obviously, this design isn't for everyone. I've already had comments about how gaudy or ugly this pen is, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And there are some overall design elements that I find intriguing beyond the specific symbology of the engraving. I think I mentioned this in my previous review of the D5. If you look front on at the design of the pen, the cap looks like a warrior's helmet with the flat crown at the top, the nose plate for the visor separating the eye holes on the side of the helmet, and these elliptical cartouches on the sides of the cap with the zhan bird motifs look to me like shoulder plates of the soldier's armor, and the barrel of the pen is obviously the breastplate of a soldier's armor. I think it's a stunning piece of art symbolism celebrating Chinese culture and history. Let's look at the details. This is the turquoise blue version with gunmetal gray hardware and ornamentation. From the top, we see the horned Chinese xiachi ox goat. The top finial fans out like a roof or a crown with the Great Wall of China design all the way around and a Greek key pattern below. The cap has an ornate overlay in gunmetal gray over a turquoise blue anodized aluminum inner sleeve, which has what looks to me like the provinces of China with various Chinese characters that I'm going to assume are the Chinese names for the provinces. The crossbow bolt clip extends from the cap and is nicely springy and usable. The design of the crossbow bolt is inlaid with red enamel paint and a Chinese character embedded in the arrowhead. And under the clip there's a flash of inlaid red enamel as well. Striking design with the single use of Chinese red down the center. The cap is straight to the reeded coin band, which I'm sure symbolizes currency, which we'll also see on the bottom finial in a moment. And the coin band is slightly proud of the diameter of the cap. The barrel is anodized aluminum with the armor breastplate pattern, separated by two gunmetal gray metal bands into three segments, ending in a stepped, tapered faux blind cap with no less than 7 different patterns, including the cap band. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different patterns of engraving from the cap to the end finial. The bottom of the end finial has Chinese characters meaning currency, and I wouldn't be surprised if this whole bottom finial is intended to represent an ancient Chinese coin with that square hole in the center. The cap unscrews with 1 1/4 turns to reveal a long gunmetal gray section which tapers towards the nib and then has a nice flare out. The section has the same breastplate armor pattern as in the barrel. And there is the number 6 size Hongdian medium steel nib. It's colored in a very dark gray, making it look like it's ruthenium, but it's not. And there is the black plastic feed. And the nib and the feed are part of a nib assembly that unscrews for maintenance or swapping. The section's very comfortable and not slippery because of that texture. Let's get a closer look at this nib. It has the Hongdian flower-like design around the breather hole, and then it says since 1997, Hongdian, an M in brackets for medium, and 35, which stands for the length of the nib from the tip to the shank in millimeters. The section unscrews to reveal the included 3.4 millimeter bore Hongdian cartridge converter that has Hongdian on the converter and has a reinforced nipple. The pen will also accept 3.4 millimeter bore ink cartridges as well. And the inside of the cap shows a cap liner that seals the nib from evaporation. The cap posts securely, but the pen is way too long and back-weighted to be practical. Unposted, the pen is hefty at 33 grams, but is nicely balanced and comfortable in the hand. The Hongdian DX5 is available in a number of colorways, including black, red, blue, and turquoise with gray hardware, and green with gold hardware. And there are 3 nib sizes: extra fine, fine, and medium. Now let's look at some size comparisons. And here is the Hongdian D5X in turquoise with a few other heavy metal pens. And I don't mean deep purple. Here is a Hongdian N24 Year of the Dragon from 2024, a Duke 554 Confucius, a Majon P138, and a Fully Wen Ancient Civilizations. Now let's look at them posted. Them's that'll post. And here they are posted. They're all really big pens, none of which I can write with posted. They're all number 6 size steel nibs, with the Duke being a Fude nib. And the Moonman P138 is a piston filler, and that cap screws to post. And of course, it drives my OCD wild because it posts with the clip on the side all the time. You can't line up that clip. Pisses me off.
Don't piss me off, Art.
Now let's look at them unposted. And here they are unposted. You can see this Year of the Dragon is an enormously ornate pen and very uncomfortable in the hand, actually. Whereas the D5X is very comfortable in the hand, I find. Now let's look at some measurements, and I'll be back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the Hongdian D5X, and it is in turquoise and has a number 6 size steel medium nib. Let's check the wetness. Well, this is nicely wet, and really smooth. I've done nothing to this nib. It is smooth and juicy right out of the box. And the ink today was suggested by Inkquiring Minds member Copperplate69, and it's a perfect match for this pen. It was the ink of the year for 2022, and it is Pelikan. Edelstein stands for gemstone or jewel stone. Appetite. I have an appetite for turquoise.
Can't talk, eating.
Not that kind of appetite. The gemstone appetite. It's a beautiful turquoise ink. As to line variation, yeah, there's a little bit of bounce to this nib. I'm starting to not be surprised when I get bounce out of a Chinese steel nib, because they're starting to get pretty good at it. And it doesn't always have to do with the quality of the steel that's in that nib. It has to do with the shape and the architecture of the nib. How round it is, how much of an arch there is there to it, how much material there is on the shoulders of the nib. And let's see what kind of line this nib makes. No pressure, horizontal and vertical. Let's add a little bit of push to it and get out my pad to check the line width. The horizontal is 0.5, the vertical is 0.6, and with the push is 0.8. 0.5, 0.6 to 0.8, which is bang on a medium nib, as advertised. And for our quote. And for some reverse writing, it's scratchy in reverse, especially that way. Ooh, catching in the page, but it's a lot thinner. Could probably polish that out, but a lot thinner line. And some quick writing. Yeah, no issues with that feed. Very juicy nib, and the feed's keeping up. So what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? As I said at the beginning of this review, this pen is not for everyone. For every person that thinks this is gorgeous, there's another who will say it's gaudy and over the top. But that can be said for some Italian pens, not to mention some Mont Blanc monstrosities over the years. There's such a variety of styles of pens out there, so vive la différence, and whatever floats your boat is fine with me. I'm struck by the amount of thought that went into this design. All the history and cultural symbolism that is evident in this pen is awesome. Plus, I like that when you pull back from the ornate detail, you get an overall shape which suggests a helmet and breastplate of an ancient warrior. So as a conversation piece, it has a lot going on. But as a practical writing instrument, it also excels. Yes, it's hefty, but unposted, the pen is well balanced and comfortable in my hand. And the nib is a smooth, wet writer. And it's available with a medium nib too. Terrific. I like that the chrome accents are a dark gunmetal gray, and that nib is almost black. It's a very striking design. And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And you can join as a member of my channel for only 99 cents a month, and I guarantee I'll answer your comments in the comments section. You'll get cool emojis, badges, sneak peek unboxing videos, as well as instant access to my videos the moment I post them. And patron level members at $5 a month will get 20% off, and basic level members at 99 cents a month will get 10% off your Pen Resurrection pen purchases. And that just leaves it for me to say, thank you for watching. And that's all she wrote.
I made this.